we are here to solve that problem. And first we using the by parts rule on that, and then we have to go to the further how can we apply the limit on that. So now first the problem is here
सर
x and जी बच्चे बोले।
सर ये एक्स साइन एक्स कहाँ से आया है?
ये मैंने एक एग्जांपल लिया ना, आपने कहा कि एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन जिसमें प्रोडक्ट की फॉर्म में हो, so that is taking as an
नहीं, ये जो बाद में आपने लास्ट स्टेप
क्या कह रहे हैं बच्चे, बोलें फिर से। ओके मैं दोबारा से करता हूँ क्वेश्चन को, देखिएगा स्टार्ट से। नाउ फ्रॉम स्टार्ट दैट सॉल्व दैट क्वेश्चन, दैट इज द इंटीग्रल फ्रॉम 0 to 1. So here you can see that from 0 to 1, that is a problem. First we integrate just as a simple indefinite integral, then apply the limit here x, oh sorry, that is from x sine of x just as a indefinite integral. So that is a problem. How can we solve that problem? First we justify what is u. In that problem, if we can see that our u is x and v prime is represented as sine of x, that is rule is applied on that. Okay, so now derivative of u is 1, and integral of that, basically that is the derivative of what we can say, that is derivative of minus cos of x. When we taking the minus cos x derivative, we get from that sine of x. So using the by parts rule, we can say that in by parts rule that in the integral of that, in here is u v prime dx is equal to that here is uv minus integral derivative of u v and dx. That is the formula we have studied about the by parts rule. Now representing the values, what is what in that formula, u is x for in that formula. So we can write here x, and v prime is sine of x dx is equal to u and v are multiply with each other. U is x, which is multiply with v. V is minus cos of x. Okay, so now here minus sign, then integral. After integral, let's say that u prime is what, that is 1. V is what, v is minus cos of x d of x. So here that is minus x cos of x minus minus plus, in integral only cos will be here d of x. Okay, so if we this integrate this, so we can say that minus x cos of x, integral of cos is simply say that sine of x, and we write that here plus of c if that is indefinite integral. We solve that problem as a, just as a indefinite integral. Now we can proceed that problem as a definite integral. Definite integral, but say that it say that from 0 to 1 x sine of x, after applying the by parts rule, we get answer is minus x cos of x, and integral from 0 to 1, you can say that that is 0 to 1. Now next term is sine of x and limit is 0 to 1, that is here. तो सबसे पहले जो सिंपली indefinite integral जैसे प्रॉब्लम था, आप उसको बाय पार्ट से सॉल्व करेंगे, and then we put. So first we using the by parts rule just as an indefinite integral, then applying limit on that, that is in the place of x we put 1 minus 1 cos of 1. Okay, that is here first term. Now putting in place of x is 0 minus 0 cos of 0 first term plus sine of 1, in place of x we put 1, then in place of x we put 0. So now you calculate with calculator that what we get from here, minus cos of 1 minus 0 plus sine of 1 माइनस साइन ऑफ 0 दैट इज 0। ओके, सो हमारे पास ये आंसर आ जाएगा माइनस कॉज ऑफ x एंड हेयर प्लस सॉरी कॉज ऑफ 1 प्लस साइन ऑफ 1। ओके, सो दैट इज आवर आंसर। समझ आ गई बच्चे कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं इसको? जी बच्चे बोलें, क्वेश्चन है कोई? एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज? शाबाश। जी आगे चलें अब ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन पे। नाउ स्टार्ट टू दी आवर टॉपिक अगेन, दैट इज द ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द फंक्शन। हाउ कैन वी रिप्रेजेंट द graphical representation of the function? In graphical representation, we say that the first one graphical, the first one, the graphical representation. In that, the first case, we say that if the graph of the function is started from here like that, and the second one graph is here. The first function is f of x and the second is g of x. So our area will be, for this is, area is equal to, from any domain that is given from 0, yeah, like say a to b, here that is point a and that is point b where it lies. So we can say that f of x minus g of x and whole d of x. So we apply separately on the both of the integral. If the graph is shown is like that, in the second part is, the first graph is here, that is g of x for example, and the second graph is from here, that is, say that is f of x. So to find that area which is lies in domain of that, we using the formula area is equal to, from any region that is say 0 to 3 for example, so we can write that 0 to 3, that is g of x minus f of x d of x. So that is the way to how to represent. So आपके पास ये तरीका होता है कि आपने एरिया जो है वो कैसे लाई करना है यानी फाइंड करना है. सो दैट इज द वे टू फाइंड द एरिया बिटवीन दैट रीजन. तो आपने ग्राफ को देखना है कि ग्राफ है कहाँ पे, एरिया किस रीजन में लाई करना है, और फिर आपने उसका एरिया निकालना है. सो नाउ गोइंग टू द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ related to that exercise. With that, how can we find the area? From exercise we take that problem. Let's relate to that function of that. एक्सरसाइज पे जाते हैं, तो मैं एक्सरसाइज से क्वेश्चन देखता हूँ बच्चे. दिल है क्लास में? अदील.
सर उसका डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक. So that is exercise 19.2 and starting function, that is in here two or more functions is involved. सेंड कर दिए बच्चे आपने मुझे? व्हाट्सएप कर दे मुझे, जस्ट एक पेज ही है। शाबाश, जल्दी करें। यस हेयर। अच्छा, इसके बाद नेक्स्ट पेज देखें, उसमें एफ ऑफ जी ऑफ एक्स है, दो फंक्शंस मिक्स जिसमें हो। नेक्स्ट पेज पे होंगे। Here the that problem is related to simple one function, that from exercise 19.2, but we have two, yes, um, here two functions involved in that question from exercise, and question started from uh, 25 and onward. So here question number 26 from exercise, let's say that f of x is equal to x square, f of x is equal to x square, g of x is equal to 64 minus x square. And he say that sketch the two function, and second b part, for x greater than equal to 0 determine the area between the two functions and the y-axis. Y-axis and between the two function we have to find the area. So first of all, how can we draw the function of that? First we draw the graph of that function. Here the table of with for the f function is here. That is here x, and the domain is not given in the problem, so you can simply say that is the region you have to identify. So f of x is here. Now I want to take the value of x is -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. So first, in place of x put -2, we get answer 4. And then in place of x is -1, we get answer 1. When we put in place of x is 0, we get answer 0. And place of x we put 1, we get answer 1. And put is 2, we get answer 4. So that is the first one. Means the first function will be represented like that. So we can say that the graph of that f of x function, that is from taken from -2 to -2, okay, -1, and then 0, 1, 2, that value is taken. Against of -2 we get answer 4, so we here write 2, 4 for example. So we can say that against of -2 answer is 4, that is our point, first point. Second, against of -1 we get answer is 1, so the point is here. Against of 0 we get answer is that, so our graph is like that one. And when we put x is equal to 1, so we get answer is 1, that is our point, next one, and join that, and against of 2 we get that point. We have to draw the second graph. Okay, so now we can draw the second one. What is second one? What's represent? Second is g of x. Here another table for g. For g we can say that here x, that is g of x, and value of x we taken from any side, like we take it from -8, okay, then taking from here take 0 and 8, simple values मैंने लिए ताकि मुझे आंसर आ जाए. That point is justifiable for us, 3 points. When we put 8, -8 square is 0, it's mean that is the first point. Now second one, when we put 0 we get answer 64, okay. So when we put 8, so we get answer 0. So the graph is lies between 0 to 0, like will be like that. So graph will be represented as that. So now we draw the graph of that function g of, that is f of x for us. Now we draw the g of x. G of x is what? Against of minus 8, we get answer 0. When x value is minus 8, here we say that, for example, that here the minus 8 is lies is here. For example, just suppose that against of minus 8, it's give answer 0. And against of 0, it gives maximum answer, that is, for example, here 64. So the second point is here. And the third point, against of 8, for example, here is 8, and the graph will be show a point of what? It gives us 0. Okay, so that is from here, that, and from that. So that is the region we have to justify. How we can find the area? We have to find the area of that function. It lies above the x-axis. It's okay. Okay, so it's lies above the x-axis, but he say that we find for x greater than equal to 0. In problem, it's give us for x greater than equal to 0, determine the area between the point x greater than 0. We say that x greater than 0. So for x greater than 0, the region is that region. Okay, and the second region is what? Second region is that. So but he say that between of that graph. So which region is between of that we can say that if we find the area between them, that is one of the way, that is one region is that. Okay, we are focusing on two region. I have to color with another marker. That is, first one is that is blue and black, and the second one is simply blue. So that is the region against of y-axis we have to find. So we see that against of y-axis, we see that our value fluctuating from 0 to 64. Okay, he say that you have to draw the along the y-axis by the two function and the y-axis. So y-axis के against आप इसको निकालेंगे जो कि उन्होंने कहा है. So that is from 0 to 64 goes to 0 to 64 and x-axis 0 to 8. ठीक है.
सर समझ नहीं आई, दोबारा बता देंगे?
बच्चे ये कह रहे हैं कि आप एरिया निकालें जो कि x greater than equal to 0. Which region is lies is greater than 0? That here x is greater than equal to 0. Here y is greater than equal to 0. That is the region. And the second region, x is less than 0 but y is greater than equal to 0. In that question, he say that you took the value from x greater than equal to 0. So that is the region is that. So we neglect our that region. That region we have to neglect, which represent in graph. So our region is that one we have to interested. And he say that we integrate of that function. That is lies is the above x-axis. So we can simply say that which graph is above. You can see that here the first graph is that and the second graph is predicted like that. So which graph is greater than 0? फर्स्ट वन ऊपर वाला ग्राफ कौन सा है इसके टॉप पे? देखिए एक ग्राफ यूं आ रहा है. द फर्स्ट ग्राफ इज कम इज फ्रॉम हियर टू दैट वन, फ्रॉम above to below, and the second graph is going to below to above. So that function is g of x because it gives us 64, and that function which gives us the value 0 and 4, that is another function, that is of f of x. So we find that area. So we have used that formula. Area is equal to from region. From which region? You have to identify the region. 0 to which region that is meet with him? That is 2. So we can say that from 0 to 2. Okay. From 0 to 2, the first function is g of x subtracted f of x. F of x is what? That is f of x and whole dx. So here area is equal to, we apply separately integral on that, 0 to g of x, okay, 0 to 2 g of x dx minus from 0 to 2 f of x dx, that we have to apply separately. Now next one, To now solve that problem, first मैं इसको मिटाता हूँ, फिर लिखते हैं solve it. So here, to solve that integral of that function, we write that area is equal to from 0 to 2. What is your g of x function? G of x is 64 minus x square dx, and sign of negative from 0 to 2. F of x is what in your problem? F of x क्या था आपके पास इस क्वेश्चन में? What is f? F of x क्या था बच्चे? x की पावर 3 और x square? X square ना? Yes, x square.
स्क्वायर था सर।
X square. So now integrate that function with this domain. First you have to write that area is equal to 0 to 2 64 dx minus 0 to 2 2 time of x square dx. Okay, because that is limit from 0 to 2 x square, 0 to 2 x square, combine that, so we get minus 2 time of x square. Area is equal to 64, integral of 1 is x, limit 0 to 2 minus 2x power 3 divided by 3, that is integral 0 to 2. So here, after applying the limit, so we get area is equal to 64, 2 minus 0 minus 2 by 3, and applying the limit 2 power 3 minus 0. So area is equal to 64 multiplied by 2 is 128 minus 2 power 3 is 8. 8 twos are 16 divided by 3. Taking LCM between them, so we get the LCM is area is equal to 3. 8 threes are 24, 2 carry गया आपके पास, 3 twos are 6 and 8, 3 ones are 3 minus 16. Subtract करें कितना आता है? Subtracting 384 minus 16, what we can get from here? शाबाश बताएं.
368।
368 divided by 3. Okay, so that is a square unit is our area. So that is the way to solve that problem. Above, which is the upper graph, then subtracting the lower graph with them. So आपके पास आंसर आ जाएगा. शाबाश बच्चे, बताएं कोई क्वेश्चन हो किसी का? क्लियर है बच्चे? Okay, so that's the way to solve our problem. Multiple problems of exercise, that is here. Question number 28 is same, question number 29 is same. So कोई और question solve करें कि भाई ये काफी है?
काफी है सर, काफी,
एक प्रॉब्लम काफी है इसके अगेंस्ट?
बहुत ज्यादा सर।
नहीं सर, एक और करना है।
ओके सर, नाउ नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम पे चलते हैं. So now next problem from exercise, that is 26 solve हो गए. Now solve 27, 28. 28 जो है वो different है. 28 को देखते हैं. Question number 28. In question number 28 say that f of x is equal to 3x plus 2 and g of x is equal to 20 minus 6x. So again he say that for x greater than equal to 0, sketch करें आप इसको और फिर जो है वो resolve करें. So first draw the table and you have to identify the region where the x is greater than equal to 0. So x, f of x, we take the value x is greater than 0 to show our graph, easily draw. F of x started from 0, then put it 1, then put it 2, and then 3. Okay, So when we put in the place of x is 0, we get answer 2. When we put x place of x is 1, we get 5, and we put 2, we get 8, and then we get 11. So that's our answers. When we finding the other is g of x against of different value of x, that is x is greater than 0. So here x and g of x taking the same value, that is 0, 1, 2, and say 3. So first put in the place of x is 0, we get answer 20, and then put in the place of x is 1, we get answer 14. In place of that we put a value of 2, so that we get answer is 8, and when we put 3 3 6 are 18, we get answer is 2. So that's the our value to get the answer. Now sketch that graph. Now sketching that here, that is here is 0, 1, 2, and 3, and value of the answer is goes to 20. So taking difference between two number, 2 4 6 8 10, and for example here is 12, and that is here 14, and at last here is 20. So first we draw the graph of f of x. F of x say that at 0 it gives answer 2. So that is give it 0, when x is putting 0, y answer is 2. The first point is here. Second point is what? When x is equal to 1, we get answer 5. When put x is equal to 1, we get answer 5. That is lies between 4 and 5. So that is another point when putting that value. And the second, when we put 2, we get answer 8. That is exactly at point of 8 is here. Third one, when we put 3, answer is 11. So the answer is between 10 and 12. So here that graph will be like that straight line. The graph be straight line that represent f of x. Now second one, if we go to the second one, g of x, we get that at point 0 we answer get 20. That is the first point. When we put x is equal to 1, so we get answer is 14. Okay, so when we put the value of x is equal to 2, answer is 8, and that is a point. Okay, when we put x is equal to 2, answer is 8. The same point is will be here 3, so its get answer is 2. So graph is here, and join that points like that with a straight line. So you are interested to find the area between, that is g of x. Okay, that graph is g of x represent. So we are wanted to find the area between them. That area we are trying to find. We are trying to find that area. So that is g is above and f is below of the g of x graph. So now we can integrate that. So that function is integrating, g is above and f is below. So g is first, then f, and it lies in a first quadrant. In first quadrant, x is greater than 0. So we simply integrate that. So how can we integrate? So we find the area, that is from which region its graph is represent. The graph is lies between that point from x is 0 to 2, it merging point. The merging point is 0 to 2, g of x minus f of x and whole d of x, that is a function. So area is equal to 0 to 2, separately apply on g of x dx, then 0 to 2 apply on separate f of x d of x. Now area, okay, yeah, now that step is not you can do. First we put the value of that function. 0 to 2 bracket g of x is what? 20 minus 6 of x, then minus f of x, so sign change, minus that minus 2 in dx. Now first solve, then integrate separately. 0 to 2, 20 20 minus 2 we get 18, 6 minus 3 minus 9 of x, and dx here. Area is equal to 18, 0 to 2, 1 dx minus 9, 0 to 2 x dx. Area is equal to 18, integral of 1 is x, 0 to 2 minus 9 x square divided by 2 from 0 to 2. Okay, so now here we integrate that function. Area is equal to 18 x square divided by 2, 0 to 2 minus 9 by 2. Okay, sorry, putting the limit just 18, 2 minus 0 minus 9 by 2. In place of x we put 2 square minus 0 square, so we get 36 from here. 18 2s are minus 9 by 2 multiply by 4, 2 1s are 2 2s are 36 minus 18, so we get answer is 18 square unit. So that is our required answer. That is the way to solve a problem. हम इस तरीके से प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व आउट करते हैं, इंटीग्रेट करते हैं और आंसर निकालते हैं. शाबाश. अब किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है इससे रिलेटेड तो पूछें. क्लियर है बच्चे आप लोगों को? Is it clear to everyone how can we integrate of two functions? बोले बच्चे शाबाश. क्लियर है आप लोगों को कि नहीं? अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो वो आप डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. बोले बच्चे शाबाश, बताएं.
सर मैंने g of x और f of x को अंदर सॉल्व नहीं किया, मैंने डायरेक्ट इनको इंटीग्रेट कर दिया, तो सही है? आंसर सेम आएगा?
हाँ जी, आंसर सेम आएगा. बिल्कुल सेपरेटली करें या साथ पहले सॉल्व करके करें, लेकिन ये कि पहले देखना है कि ऊपर ग्राफ कौन सा है. जो g of x आपका पहले फंक्शन था, फिर आपका f of x डाउन था. So we can subtract g of x minus f of x. Then we have to solve the problem. ठीक है बच्चे?
जी सर ठीक है.
तो ये एरिया अंडर कर्व, और आपका अक्सर पेपर में यहाँ से जब इनडेफिनेट इंटीग्रल की बात होती है तो आपका क्वेश्चन आता है. When we say about the definite integral, so the limit is given to us, that we have to identify which limit is given and how can we find the limit, and then we have to solve the problem. That's important to us in paper point of view, because paper में अक्सर क्वेश्चन आता है कि जी फंक्शन इस डोमेन में है, आप उसको इंटीग्रेट करें. That find the area. So अगर आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे, when you trying to solve a problem, you can see at the end of question your answer is always positive, because area is always positive, and the graphical representation also be very important to us, because we must know where the graph lies. If it lies below the region, below the x-axis, so we can represent with negative sign to find that area, to approximating positive the area of the function. तो ये आपका क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाएगा जो कि आपने सॉल्व किया है. ठीक है बच्चे? अब हम इसके बाद, ये सेशन अभी एंड हो रहा है, 1 मिनट में एंड हो जाएगा, 2 मिनट में. तो इसके बाद जो है अभी हम चलते हैं, जो हमारा 19.2 तक था उसके बाद हम क्विक मैथ पे चलेंगे। यहीं से मैं आपको स्लाइड भी शो करवाऊंगा और साथ कोशिश करेंगे कैम भी ऑन कर लें। तो दो चीजें अगर हो गई तो अच्छी बात है, स्क्रीन शेयरिंग एंड कैम, तो वो दो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं। अगर वो दोनों चीजें हो जाती हैं तो प्रॉब्लम आपको जो है वो आसानी से आप सॉल्व करेंगे। ठीक है, क्विक मैथ में क्या है वो हम देखेंगे। ठीक है, तो ये अभी 1 मिनट में खत्म हो जाएगा, फिर फौरन वापस आना है। मैं आपको लिंक सेंड करता हूँ।